tell them hey?
Hey.
Come. Good morning, guys. I am getting ready to make a little bit of poor man steak for dinner tonight, and it's in the morning, but I need to have it sit in the fridge for a little while, and then I'm gonna like pre-grill it. I am gonna do a bit of a life update in this video, catch you up on what's been happening, and then show you a couple other things that we were doing the other day. Also, show you guys the crazy kiddos. I am, as I said, gonna make poor man steak, which is really easy, and I'll just kind of show you guys that quickly, and I'll leave the recipe in the description box below, and then I'll kind of fill you in on the craziness. So I grilled these a little bit. They're actually probably almost done. Technically, you could just grill them like a teeny little bit and then bake them the rest of the way, but I probably won't have to bake them very long. So I put them in a pan, and then I'm gonna put this sauce on top of it and just bake it till it's baked through, and that's it. Are you showing them your babies? Got 2 babies.
Baby.
Yeah. Oh, so cute. Hey, can you go give your baby a stroller ride? Can you? Go get your stroller and put her in the stroller. Okay.
Mama.
Yeah. You have some struggles? Here. There you go. Here. There you go. Okay. Gotta have both. Okay. Are you gonna put her in there too? Okay, good job. Okay, this one was in the hospital a little while ago. I'll tell you guys in a little bit. Aww, such a good mom. You give baby the bottle? You find the bottle? Okay, give baby the bottle. Oh, good job. So what are you guys gonna do?
We're thirsty. We're gonna pounce on him. Oh, we were watching fireworks.
Last night?
Yeah.
Alright, so it's around lunchtime, and I kind of watched the kids this morning while Nick was doing some work and stuff, so we're kind of swapping. But I was gonna make mashed potatoes tonight, just because I haven't in a while, and that goes really well with poor man steak. But I found some that I had put in the freezer from another time, so I think I'm just gonna heat that up, be a little less work for me, and so we'll do that. I still need to grill the poor man steak at some point. I don't know if you guys noticed me using this label, and I know a lot of my longtime followers will recognize it. Of course, this is the Walnut Creek Foods brand, and I wanted to thank them for sponsoring the video today. I've been working with them for so long, and I truly love them, and I just enjoy talking to you guys about them. If you aren't familiar with them, they are based in Holmes County. They do a lot of food manufacturing, and they have a couple local stores. Walnut Creek cheese, it's definitely a really fun place to stop if you're up in Holmes County, if you're maybe being touristy, or even if you live there. Obviously, I'm sure you're familiar with them, but I grew up buying Walnut Creek Foods products, and they put a lot of their stuff in stores across the United States. And so you'll find them maybe even little stores that you wouldn't think of. They have a lot of deli stuff, meats, cheeses, then they also have, you know, canned goods and stuff. Just, yeah, really good source, and I feel good about, you know, where their stuff comes from, and I can just recommend it to you guys very much. So I'm hoping to show you guys around maybe a little bit more again this summer. We're actually going up to Holmes County again for a wedding. I'll talk about that more in a little bit, but I'm hoping to maybe film up there a little bit more. Let me know what you guys would like me to check out. I have done a couple videos and you always seem to enjoy them. We went twice last year, and I've got a couple of those videos if you're interested, but you always seem to enjoy them. So if you guys have recommendations or like places that you want me to take you guys, since you can't go always, I thought, you know, let me know in the comments below, and I'll probably show you guys around Walnut Creek Cheese again. It's such a cool place. There's actually two locations. One's really big, the other one's smaller, but also really interesting. So they have walnutcreekcheese.com that you can order stuff from too. They have a wide selection of things you can order online and have it delivered to your house, shipped. So there is also that option. Okay, so just sat down. It's been a busy morning. I don't know where to start. I feel like the last month and a half has kind of been a blur, and I don't know. We're actually, I think our schedules are going to be a little better now. We officially are done with the flip house. It's under contract at the moment, and to some of you guys that might be confusing because I'm just starting to put up those videos on YouTube, that whole series. But I waited until the end because of the style of videos I was doing. I wanted to like do start to finish through multiple videos. So we are under contract with the house, which is a blessing. We're so thankful, hoping that it'll make it through the inspection period, that the buyers don't back out. We'll see. That can happen, but we're feeling pretty good about it. It's been quite a process, and I know that some of you guys probably don't quite understand what all is going on, and I've had some people wondering or kind of saying that they wish, you know, I do my old style content, or they like my old style content better, and I'm trying to work in as much personal life as I can. But to be honest, the last couple months, the last month especially, we've just kind of been maintaining at home. I've really not even been cooking very much because we've been so busy trying to finish the house over there. And so for me to go and try and film that kind of content, it was not really an option for me even. I was barely at home the way it was, let alone trying to create other type of content. And so for me, it worked better to just film more so what I was already doing, if that makes sense. I'm doing what kind of works for me at the moment and for my family, because my family also has needs. And so the kids are at home this summer. We've been juggling them. They've been with us a lot, or we'll have, you know, babysitters. Grandma, my mom, and dad have been helping out a lot too. So it's just, it's a different season of life that we're in, and I'm not complaining about it, and I'm not trying to sound like a whiner or anything. I'm grateful for it. It's been a lot. We're not where we were at one point of life, so it's definitely kind of changing, and it's just a really busy season that we're in right now. And so I'm trying to do the best I can with what I'm filming, and I'm trying to put in as much personal stuff as I can as time allows and things like that, but sometimes, you know, it doesn't really happen. So I hope you guys can understand that. I know that the renovation style videos aren't necessarily everyone's type of thing that they like to watch, and that's completely fine. I get it. For me, I love that. That's what I enjoy watching. That's what I like filming, and it works well because of what I'm really into right now with our business and Nick's job and everything. It kind of all goes hand in hand with it, and I'm not just doing YouTube anymore, so I'm a lot busier than I used to be. So anyway, I hope you guys can understand that and still want to join along. A couple weekends ago, Nick decided to buy a truck. out in Utah, so Salt Lake City, and it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing, and so he needed to fly out and drive it back. And I've thought, oh goodness, I don't want him to go by himself, and I kind of wanted to see it out there too. I'd never been to Utah, but I felt kind of bad because it's like a 34 or 5 hour trip, and he was planning to drive straight through, and I was like, that's just crazy. So I ended up going with him. We had a couple days notice basically before we left, and so it was over like the weekend. So we flew out there and drove all the way back home, saw a lot of nice scenery, just especially there in Utah. I was just blown away. I'd love to like go back and explore. We drove through like Arches National Park, and not through the park. We basically just stopped there by the entrance and took a picture, stretched our legs a little bit and kept going. But we put the hammer down the whole way home pretty much. We drove straight through, so we would have, left like in the afternoon on Saturday, and we didn't get back home until Sunday during the night. So yeah, it was a long trip, but we made it through. I was able to work on editing and stuff some too, so I was glad I could go with him. So after we got home from Utah, we had like one day until we needed to leave on vacation. I had planned a couple-day vacation and in Jacksonville on our way up to Charleston. We're gonna spend the weekend in Charleston visiting some of our friends. We hadn't seen some of them in a long time. And so I thought, well, we'll break up the trip and spend just a couple days, just our family. And I thought originally we would be done by the flip house by now. I was like, we're gonna be done, and this will be a good break. We'll just, relax. And well, we weren't done. We were close, but we weren't done. We were there for a couple days, had a condo on the beach, was really nice. And the thing that kind of threw us for a loop towards the end is on a Thursday. So we got there Tuesday night, and on Thursday I noticed Oakland was starting with a little bit of a cough, kind of like a barky type cough. Caden had a little bit of it too, and so I assumed, there's something going around. And I know oftentimes we'll have colds and stuff in the summer, but anyway, she woke up from a later afternoon evening nap, and she woke up to she was kind of wheezing, and she had a fever, and then also, the cough and everything. I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen? I kind of told Mom, and she was thinking too, it's probably croup. I monitored her, gave her ibuprofen. She was really hot and everything, but she did sleep some. It kept getting worse as the night went on. I felt like it didn't necessarily get better, and I know that oftentimes that's just how it is. Like during the night, it seems to get worse. I held her a lot of the time just out on the couch, or we did put her in the crib for a little bit. She would sleep off and on, but she was wheezing, and like her chest would be like she could see like a little indentation here, and then like up here you could tell she was working a lot harder to breathe, which scared me. And also I noticed towards, during the night, her heart rate was up so high, which could attribute because of the fever and everything. But I did the steam shower thing that, you often do with croup. You take them in the bathroom, turn all the shower as hot as you can, and just have the steam, help. Or I've heard, that cool air is really good, and I think that would have probably been better in this case, but I didn't hurt her by doing it. The nurse told me later, she's like, no, it was fine. It's fine to do that just to get humidity and stuff, but we can't, it's Florida, you can't really find cool air anywhere. Finally around, 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I was like, listen, we have to do something. And I felt so awful for her, how, as a mom, how do you, you can't do anything. And I felt so helpless. We're on vacation, we're not at home. And so with her fever, heart rate and everything, I called in and they said, yeah, you can take her to the ER, which is just less than a mile away. So I took her over there. It was probably 3:30. And they checked her in pretty fast, and they started nebulizer treatments on her, and I don't remember what it was called. It was a long word of some sort. But anyway, so they gave her treatment, and she did respond pretty well to that. And we had to be monitored for a couple hours after that, hour, 2 hours maybe, just to see, how she responds. And it helped. They also gave her an oral steroid and some Tylenol, and so we watched her a little bit. She got better some, her breathing was better and everything, so she got a break from that. But they ended up seeing that she's going to need another treatment, and if you get another treatment, that automatically admits you to the hospital. So that meant we're going to have to take the ambulance, the kids' pediatric ambulance, to the hospital, which was half an hour away in Jacksonville. So we got to the hospital. They admitted us to Wolfson Children's, and the nurses and doctor there was really nice. They were all very, very friendly and helpful and kind and everything. We ended up having to stay overnight because by afternoon she would sleep off and on. She was just like in and out, drink some but not like a ton. And they gave her another couple doses of the nebulizer treatments. And usually if it is croup, I think that by that point it should have been responding a little bit better, like you should have been seeing more, but her heart rate was still pretty high and she had like fever still, like she still was running a fever. And I had been asking on Instagram if, you know, other people are dealing with any of this, and they were saying yes, and especially like people down here, they were saying it's, you know, RSV especially, it's like rampant, and croup is and stuff is going around and things like that. So I knew that obviously she'd probably just picked it up somewhere, you know. And with what was going on, the doctor said she feels like they should do some more testing, like she's not responding as much to it and she needs to figure out what's going on. Of course, I'm like, yeah, whatever we need to do, let's do it. So they did an EKG on her heart, and they did chest x-rays, probably to check for, you know, pneumonia. They also wanted to give her fluids, so they gave her an IV. They wanted to do a respiratory panel and check for all kinds of different viruses. So they did that, and those tests ended up coming back. Also did a blood culture. But they ended up coming back saying it is RSV, which made more sense because the way I understand it, RSV is different from croup in the fact that it affects the upper airways here, and you're listening for that stridor wheezing noise, which is what she had. And I think that could also be part of croup as well, but she had the fever, and I don't think that croup generally has fever necessarily. Like they'll just have really like a lot of coughing and just things like that. So RSV is definitely a notch worse, and I'm so glad I took her in. With that, at least we knew then what we were dealing with, and she did start turning the curve kind of that evening. And they had given her another steroid that evening then to be able to last for a while. So she was getting a little better. She was actually like a little perky there for a little while and things like that. So just really glad that we were able to finally see a little bit of change in her. So at that point then, Nick had gotten a hotel earlier in the afternoon because we needed a place to stay. And so I switched with him. He came to the hospital and I stayed with the boys at the hotel. So we all slept good. I got a good long night's of sleep, and just because of the night before barely sleeping. So by the next morning, she seemed to be doing pretty good. She ate a teeny bit, just like a little bit of pudding or whatever. But he said she did pretty good during the night. And so I went back over in the morning, and then we were able to be discharged by around noon. They didn't really send me home with anything. They said I can give her ibuprofen or whatever, you know. So we obviously canceled our trip to Charleston, by the way. So we got out there around noon, and then we just headed back down to Sarasota. So I was on high alert after that. So the first night or two, I was kind of concerned. I was like, she was still like in evenings it kind of flares up a little bit more. So I actually borrowed a nebulizer from a friend. I don't know if it did a lot for her, but at least I had that thing. But she seemed by day 4 or 5, I think, she seemed to start kind of turning the curve, in other words, and I could see a bit of a difference. And she's within like a week, she was, well, not even a week, like she was back up to her pretty much normal self. Took a while for her to get like her eating and stuff back to normal, and I do feel like she looks a little skinnier than she was. She seems just fine again. So praise the Lord, and I'm just so thankful for all of you guys for praying. I got so many messages and encouragement and just prayers, and I'm just so grateful for the community I have. So that kind of, I don't know, turned out to be quite an event there. All is fine. We got our house, the flip house listed and on the market, had open house, and it's under contract now. So this is Monday, and yeah, I have a little bit of a week now where I can kind of catch up on some things, I think. Hopefully going to be home a little bit more. Maybe get my house straightened up. I have a bunch of boxes sitting downstairs that are for the next project next week. And we do have a couple other fun things planned for the rest of summer vacation before the boys go back to school. We're going to Ohio. We're going up for my cousin's wedding. Then we fly out from Cincinnati probably. We're gonna be flying to Branson for the weekend, just Nick and I, maybe Oakland. We're gonna leave the boys, I think, at his parents'. They can have some grandpa and grandma time. They don't often get to see them. So they'll stay there over the weekend. We have like a little reunion with some of my Mountain View friends that I worked with back in the day before I got married. So that'll be, while we're up there, we just fly to Branson and fly back, Branson, Missouri. So then we come home and school will pretty much be ready to start by early to mid-August. So that kind of does that. And then also before that, just last week, some of my church friends and I planned a little trip to Waco, just like a long weekend here, I think in about, what, a week and a half or something. So that's coming up before our Ohio trips, but I'm really excited for that. I feel like that'll be just a really good break. Most of us are moms. There's one of them is not a mom, but she's been married, and we have a good group of girls and just friends. I'm just thankful for friends who can, yeah, just kind of like support each other and help each other and everything. So our husbands were all on board. They're like, yep, you can go. And so we're gonna go. We're excited. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I thought that for the rest of the video, I had filmed a couple days ago, or last week sometime, I had filmed one day we were checking in on our projects that we have got going on. The one big house that is starting, and then we have another condo that I'm working on. I checked in on those, and so I thought I'd just kind of show you guys, keep you updated with that, because I said I would, and we can kind of see the progress as we go along. I feel kind of out of it as far as what's happening. So we're gonna go in and find out. We're at the condo first. The plumbers are here. Hello?
Yeah.
Your favorite people.
That's kind of presumptuous of us.
You get to work with us again.
You can't get away from us, and you know it.
So all this area out here is going to be a bit more my domain then. I don't have as much to do back in the other rooms right now, obviously with all the demo and everything going on. On to the next place.
Ooh, things are happening.
Wow. Can't wait to get rid of this.
Yeah, ceilings are getting ripped out.
Get all this wall put away. They're doing all new windows, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is, I think, their first day of demo, so they're moving along. So my next stop is the Beneva Farm and Garden place that I love to go to for plants. I am still needing a couple of things for the project that I'm working on. I'm gonna get some for outside and then also some indoor plants. So I'm gonna head inside. It's kind of rainy. Hopefully it'll kind of quit for a little while here. Okay, so this is what I got. A couple of different plants. Show you guys. This one here, I'm kind of pleased about. I don't know the technical name for it. It's a monstera, but it's something that kind of stays this size. And they said it's pretty rare. They don't often have these, so I'm happy to get that one, add to my collection. And I don't have one like this. Then I got a couple others. I do have one like this at home, and I really like it. Needed some more stuff for staging. This is a philodendron and monstera mix. And then this is just a monstera. And then of course the snake plants. So that is the end of the video. I feel like it was a really long one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe gave you a bit of an insight as to how we're doing and saw the kids and everything. Yeah, hopefully you guys will stick around. And if you haven't started watching the playlist of the Beneva Flip House series, do so. Thank you also for all of your comments and everything. I really appreciate it. So anyway, I will stop jabbering. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you hopefully on Tuesday. Also, make sure you check out the link for Walnut Creek Foods in the description box. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.